iFinders, this is episode 3 of our 2005 BMW CS M3 build. It has been a pricey one. Let's head in, find out exactly what has been done to it. How's it going?
Hello.
What are we saying? Mate, this is massive. Got reception. Good to see you, man.
Hello, mate.
Mate, this is massive, this. This is sick. Right, mate, better say hello to me, mate. Let me say hello. Come here. Can I get in there with you? Ah, what a guy. What are we saying then? Where are we at?
Well,
what's happening in the world?
Come and have a look.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Cars in here, mate.
Mate. Oh my God. Hello. Woo. Mate, it is huge, this.
Yeah, it's big. It's a bit of an upgrade from the last.
There's
place.
lights. Did you have lights in
Yeah.
A lot more lights in here. Oh, mate.
Do you want to see the car then?
Yeah, let's have a look, man. Let's have a look. This is awesome. Oh my God. Keys in it, yeah. This is mega, innit? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so seat bolster, that's all new leather in there, so all restitched and done. And then obviously the centre armrest all sorted.
Steering wheel
recovered.
So much nicer.
Yeah, it looks lovely, doesn't it?
Even like with the stitch, the tricolour stitches.
Yeah, the M colour stitching.
Yeah, that just looks well better now, doesn't it? And the colour match is bang on as well, isn't it? Miles better, even like the tint and everything's sorted, isn't it? Right, Dara, we're back at the new workspace, but it's looking pretty posh in here with all this wood and... I can tell we're in Oxford.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah. No, it's looking good, mate. It looks great, man.
Bigger, better place.
It's massive.
It's all under one roof now, so all the servicing, all the repairs, all the restorations, the painting, you name it, we've got it.
You didn't do painting before, did you?
It's a new venture now. It was here in the building, so we've decided that we'll take it on. Loads of storage, so we can show you all of that later. So where all our parts are, where all the cars are kept.
So have you took more guys on now? Or,
yeah, a couple more.
I was going to say, because obviously since we last came, this is a drum. I don't know if you guys are going to look at this. This is such a bigger setup. It's honestly all in, isn't it?
Yeah, all in for a penny, in for a pound.
Oh, yeah, it looks like it.
Diagnostic repairs, engine swaps, you name it. We can do the lot really. We've got more working space, so we're not tripping over toolboxes. We're not tripping over stuff. We've got a nice clean floor. Dogs are loving it.
Dogs can run round.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's built for purpose now. So we're working, and it's great. This is the storage area. Loads of parts. We're trying to keep everything organised as best we can. Big boxes, loads of racking. We still need to bring over a load of our other parts that we will be obviously putting on iFind. But yeah, at the moment we've got everything organised into sort of big boxes on this racking here. Plan is to start itemising everything for the platform and getting it sold.
Yeah, let's have a let's have a look, man.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's have a look.
You ready?
Oh, it's carbon, man. This car. Oh my God! Suck a small child in there, couldn't we? Mate. Obviously, this is a massive change, this big piece of carbon. Yeah. What else did we go through on this again? So we did
done a full inspection too on this. So we've done all your valve clearances.
Yep.
So had all the oils, all the filters. There's obviously a CSL-style air filter
inside,
in here. Brake fluid, belts, the lot. So on the factory inlet, you obviously had an airbox there, and it was running a MAF sensor.
Yeah. So is this what?
So what we've done is we've plumbed in a MAP sensor. And then wired it in and then coded the ECU. So the ECU has been cloned, so it runs just like an E46 CSL to run this airbox. There's another way of doing it, which is with an Alpha N map.
Yep.
But we'll do the map sensor and the CSL clone,
yep.
So it runs exactly like the CSL. It's just a much nicer way of running the engine.
Right, let's hear it. What is iFind Auto Parts? We are an automotive dedicated app, so you can basically buy or sell used or new car parts. Here at Everything M, we've got a bunch of gearboxes that are getting listed on iFind, so they're in stock for you, available for delivery or collection. Trader or a business person or just a general public looking to buy or sell parts, our app is for you, and it's available for Apple or Android users. Download it today. Right, let's hear it. Let's go. Yep. I'll let you pull it out, man. I want to hear it. A little competition. Who can guess before we reveal it at the end how much this has actually cost to get right.
Looks good, huh?
Yeah, mega. The colour looks well better in the sun, doesn't it? A bit of light on it.
So you might find, yeah, come off the clutch and then back on. First gear on this gearbox is quite notchy.
Let's go for a drive. Straight away, sounds well more grunty.
Yeah, the Airbox
Nice.
will give you loads more noise. Does gearbox feel alright?
It feels nice.
These are quite notchy as standard.
Yeah.
You know, the 420G gearbox is the number of this gearbox. They are quite notchy, so
Yeah.
first and second. It's got a slightly shorter shifter on it. So they are a little bit heavier than normal.
There's no swing on that. There's literally, it feels like there's absolutely, you know, like some cars are like,
Yeah.
The suspension feels, it just feels perfect.
It's brand new, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it feels nice.
Yeah. So this Airbox will come to life, you know, sort of around the 4,500 RPM.
Yeah, once it's down.
You're gonna really hear it between 4.5 up to 7.5.
It's 60 down there, isn't it?
160. Drop it down into third there. Go on. Go up through the rest. Full throttle.
Oh my days, that sounds lovely. That. It's nice power that as well. It's just like
Nice linear power.
Yeah.
With the 4.1 diff, you're sort of running an extra 12.5% more torque on the rear wheels.
Yeah, just off that diff.
Just off the diff. It's one of the best mods you can do to a naturally aspirated car.
Yeah.
You know, you can chase horsepower. You can add loads of engine bits, loads of engine tuning, head porting, cams, the lot. It's going to cost you thousands and thousands and thousands.
Yeah, just chasing a few horsepower where you could just
Crown wheel and pinion in the back, you know, and it's a great little upgrade. You know, obviously then you've still got your old crown wheel and pinion, which can be put up for sale.
stick on line.
Yeah, you know, there's plenty that's come off this really.
Yeah.
Or your SMG system.
Yep.
Stick it online.
Yep.
Your SMG steering wheel. Stick it online. All sorts. You know, you've got the center shifter unit, the SMG
Yeah,
shifter.
that's it. Yeah, that.
You get some money back on that.
Yep.
The 6 pots on this, yeah, they should have a little bit more bite.
Yeah.
It's a bigger pad. It's a, I don't know. I thought that was
Yeah, I thought it was a speeding van.
the old meat wagon.
The meat wagon.
Brakes just feel better.
Was it just OEM pads?
Yeah, OEM pads.
On a
Yeah, it's a full OEM setup.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I found like when I've used like a light use trackpad or like a fast street pad, like a Ferodo DS 2500.
Yeah.
Like they start to squeak in summer for some reason.
Yeah.
You get like a bit of a build up, and now they seem to squeak quite a bit.
Well, they all require, you know, heat for them to work.
To bite, yeah.
So if they're squeaking like crazy, it sounds lovely, that Airbox.
Yeah, it sounds so good, that.
Yeah.
It's got such a grunt to it now.
Yeah.
Last time I drove it, it was a knock on the rear, which was the diff.
Yes.
But we thought it was I think we thought it was the
So
diff.
we had diff bushes that were shot to bits.
Yeah, so it was flapping around, so to speak, in the back.
Exactly that. So all new bushes, bearings, the whole lot has just been completely refurbished.
It's literally changed the car.
Yeah.
The bolsters are a lot better now. It actually hugs you around.
Seats are much nicer, aren't they? Yeah.
This steering wheel as well, it feels lovely.
Do you feel the gearbox has sort of loosened up a little bit?
Yeah. Now I know
warmer.
where. Yeah, and I know where it is. I know where the gears are now. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I had a short shifter on a Club Sport GTI I had, and I took it off because it was too tight. I physically, first gear was so difficult to get in.
Okay.
It was so tight.
Because the shifter wasn't letting you get in there.
Yeah. Sometimes you'd have to like dip the clutch slightly for it to go in.
Yeah. Okay.
It was weird. It was, I don't know.
about it, doesn't it?
Miles. Engine,
airbox, suspension,
brakes, diff,
seats, steering wheels,
gearbox. Not from round these neck of the woods, you see. It's lovely down here, though.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, it's spot on for what we do, because obviously there's plenty of roads around that we can
road test
just straight out. All right.
That just sounds so much better,
doesn't it?
Get that up in the revs. This on a sunny day when it's not damp like this.
Yeah. That's brand new PS4s and that spinning as well. So.
Oh mate, you've absolutely nailed this on this.
It's a game changer for the car. I mean, the SMGs always work well when they work well, but the manual's just nicer.
Yeah.
Short ratio diff with the airbox.
Yeah, I think the auto, for me, it's just because obviously it's older tech. It's just not as fast. If you put like the new 140, what's it called, that box now? The out of the 140i. B58 box.
Yeah, they do a DCT box, sorry, the HP6 or the HP8.
Yeah,
8 HP.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's people are starting to use them on like big turbo Skylines.
Yeah.
Supers. It's such a good box.
Yeah.
Like, because I've been in that sort of car, and then it's almost a bit of a letdown, and I think, you're like, oh, it's a bit slow. But for a 19-year-old car, it's fantastic. But this just, I think, brings the car to life, doesn't it?
It does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's more engaging.
You're
there, you're throwing the gears in, you're enjoying driving it.
Yeah, just kind of like bringing this. I don't know, it's weird, but giving it the manual box, it feels more modern. I feel like you can access the power a bit better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Enzo's just coming in on the meeting.
Yeah.
He's just talking figures. Are you the numbers guy? So I've got a bit of a list of the items that we've had to have some sort of attention if it needed repairing or replacing. Brakes, we basically said we were going to upgrade those. I think it was to 135Is, just for a little bit more stopping power.
Yep.
And we were going to then going to list those because they were still working order. We just wanted a little bit more stopping power. So we'll list those on iFind.
Well, we did the front discs.
Yep.
So we ran a CSL front disc. Well, in fact, it's the same on the CS anyway.
Yep.
With some adapter brackets and the 135i calipers.
Yep.
We also did some new rear discs, handbrake mechanisms, refurbished the rear calipers as well.
Yeah, so it's still stock.
Yeah.
Calipers just refreshed. What are the brake options do you reckon you can put on these though?
There's a few different options. You can go sort of right up in the higher end of stuff with like an AP racing kit. We do our own like F80 M3 kit, which
like
is
a conversion.
It's an OEM fit. Enzo's off. Yeah, we'll do an F80 M3 front upgrade kit. So we'll use a small little spacer in the front hub. And the F80 front disc and the caliper, they're mega proper stopping power, but you're moving away from an E46 disc and using the F80 disc. What you've got there is perfectly adequate though. And we did all the powder coating of everything, so we powder coated the rear subframe, the trailing arms, the spring arms.
Fully refreshed.
New wheel bearings, the lot.
Yeah, so we didn't replace it, we actually refurbished what we've got and then gave it a bit of a reinforcement.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a common fault on this platform of M3 that is one of the things that you need to get addressed. So
100%.
Yeah. Next on my list, we had some interior issues. I noticed a couple of buttons were missing off the seat. The steering wheel needed a bit of attention.
Button wise, direct replacement. We just found some good used bits to put on. The seats, obviously the driver's bolster had a hole in it.
Yeah.
So we sent it over to our good friends at GP Customs.
Perfect.
They put a new bolster, they put some new foams in the seats, and gave all the leather a bit of a recolonization. They've done a cracking job as always, top boys.
Did your steering wheel get done at the same time as the same place? Was
absolutely no. Yeah. So we had the steering wheel done at Royal Steering Wheels.
Oh yeah, right.
So they put fresh Alcantara on the wheel, and it's just like new.
That's the only thing with Alcantara, I think, as obviously these vehicles, as they get older, you can clean them as much as you like, but obviously they always go bobbly, and it's just, you can't beat a bit of fresh Alcantara.
It's not for hands.
More like mine. Sit at a desk and type. And then I think the last thing was just the centre console. Was that done, I'm guessing, with the seats? That
was done with the seats.
Yeah, it's all the same leather, wasn't it?
Customs, yeah. Again, you know, they recolonized or retrimmed the centre armrest. So yeah, looks like new.
Yeah. So we didn't actually retrim the rears, did we? I think they've hardly been sat in. They were clean enough to just repair the fronts, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah, they were in good order. No, I mean, the rear seats in these cars don't often get sat in. Yeah. So you know they were just cleaned up and put back in.
Perfect.
Yep. So I think we fitted a new aircon condenser at the front, so the radiator at the front. Yep. And then re-gassed the system.
We were looking at the diff. We basically pulled off all the subframe, and at the same time, I think we said, whilst all that's off, we'll have a look at the diff. So what did we do?
Yeah, so the E46s, they suffer with the rear axle carrier panel failure, so it cracks and it needs reinforcing. So we dropped all the rear axle out, the fuel system out, and we, while everything was apart, we had it all powder coated, new bushes, new bolts, new bearings, and then we rebuilt the differential, so bearings, seals, repainted, bushes, and then fitted a 4.1 Motorsport crown wheel and pinion.
Nice. As I'm going down this list, the bill is getting higher. Was there anything left over from, obviously we replaced a few bits and bobs here, was anything left over that we could put on the platform and sell to try and recoup some of the costs as part of this?
Absolutely. You know, obviously there were a few of the bolts that were still decent, so you know we can throw them on the platform 100%. And then things like the original gear set, so the 3.62 final drive, so the crown wheel and pinion. You know, that's a very saleable part. So I would definitely put that on, I find.
The engine next, we were on about doing the bearings. So this is obviously this was quite a big part of the build. What else did you find once you opened it up? Was anything
nothing,
that looks bad?
No, nothing really. It was fairly straightforward, to be honest. So it's subframe off, sump off. Replace the conrod bearings, run an ARP bolt.
Perfect.
Put some new engine mounts on it as well while we were there. Put it all back together with new gaskets, oil and filter.
Cool. Is there any reason why I use ARP bolt? Because obviously in other builds I've done myself, when we forge an engine, generally we put an ARP head stud in it just because it's more durable. It's usually bigger. Just to, you know what I mean? When you're pushing the engine. Yeah.
So the stock bolt you have to stretch in 3 times. So you know, you can be on the last stretch of that factory bolt, and it's tight. It's really tight. With the ARPs, you're using less stress on your components, and you're fastening all of the components to the same amount. So for us, ARPs, no-brainer. Great product, and we use them all the time.
To be honest, I've never heard anyone who's doing any sort of engine build use any of the studs. To be honest, it's crazy. Was it blowing or something? Was it?
So where the centre section meets the back box, the clamps had corroded. They were split and broken, so we replaced those.
Cool. Dead cheap, easy fix really. It was just keeping it kind of stock, but not going too loud.
Stops it blowing as well.
Yeah, definitely don't want that. Fueling and induction system. Where did we end up with this? What have we actually changed? Because there's quite a lot going on here, I think.
Yeah, there's a fair bit going on. So obviously the original Airbox is a plastic Airbox, which is running a standard panel filter. What we have done is we've fitted a CSL replica carbon fibre inlet plenum. So instead of running a MAF sensor, which is the
mass airflow,
we're now running a MAP sensor. So it's manifold absolute pressure. So it's running similar to a CSL. You'll see it, you'll hear it.
A plastic OEM one, I'm assuming, is quite restrictive. We're putting like a big carbon fibre, intake on with an ITG, filter. It's going to be a lot better flow, and I'm guessing it's going to create more power.
100%. Well, not 100% more power.
Imagine.
You're going from sort of an inlet tract of that big to on the Airbox it's like that.
Yes, huge. So I'm guessing what the reason we coded the ECU was coded was to make up for that change, so it runs Right.
A little bit, yes.
Yep.
It's also to allow it to read how it's monitoring or metering.
Yeah, because we've changed it from a MAF to a map.
Exactly.
Perfect. Obviously, with other builds that I've done, there's a lot of like, there's a recipe usually of like, right, if you put this turbo on and you put this filter on and this intercooler, and generally you're going to get around these figures.
Yeah.
What sort of power increase do you reckon that would? And not obviously it's NA, it's never going to be like mind blowing, but is there like a? Oh, it's going to make every engine's different.
I mean, yeah, all the engines are ever so slightly different, but like you said, it's NA. It's you're not going to be gaining 100 horsepower or anything like that.
Just get a bit better throttle response
like
and
20-30 horsepower increase, better throttle response. It'll sound incredible.
Yeah. That's what you want, is get that.
Exactly.
Yeah, get that engine opened wide up. So next is another big thing on the list, and that was changing the car from an automatic to a manual, so it's a bit more playful.
So the gearbox is essentially, it's a manual gearbox with a hydraulic actuator on it. So what we've done is we've removed the hydraulic system and the electronic system from that gearbox, and we've fitted manual shifter mechanism parts which all just bolt onto the back of the gearbox.
So it's the factory SMG box with all the electronics removed, and then converting it to a manual.
Yes.
That's actually crazy. I thought it'd been a full box swap.
No. Well, I mean, we've removed the gearbox to do it. There's a bit of machining that needs to be done, and then it's put back together with a load of bolt-on parts and some wiring and coding.
And then we also put, obviously, since it's gone from automatic to a manual, and we've changed the clutch at the same time. The clutch and flywheel.
New clutch, flywheel, new slave cylinder, new master cylinder.
And just went all OEM. We didn't upgrade that.
Exactly. Yeah. We've got quite a few leftover bits as well. So you know, you might be able to recoup a bit with some of that SMG system.
Anything that's electronic, as they get into this age now, they start not working, don't they? Not going into gear properly or whatever. So hopefully we can try it again. List those on iFind and see where we get. Basic service, oil filter.
We did the inspection too. So,
okay.
So on this we did all the oils, all the filters, and then opened up the valve cover and did the valve clearances.
Right.
So solid lifters on this engine, so it runs a shim between the finger follower and the valve, and it's re-shimmed basically. Yeah, rather than fully, yeah.
Try and keep the cost down and just that little tiny bit more, let's shim it instead. And then we just topped up fluids and the usual service bits and bobs. Another part of the steering, obviously we did the steering wheel, but I think you mentioned there was a bit of play on the track rod ends and the arms as well, so we replaced those as well.
Chucked some new factory arms on there as well. Obviously helps when it comes to doing the wheel alignment, that we've got all new components on there. Greased up correctly, because a lot of the time they're put together dry. They seize, you can't adjust them.
Mate, this build's just this build is a juicy one. So another big bit was an overhaul on the suspension. Obviously, these cars are getting old, as a lot of the things they need replacing. We wanted this car to ride as nice as possible, as if it's just come from the factory.
So this was literally the lot. So starting from the front, you've got wishbones, track rod arms, dampers, springs, top mounts, bump stops, bellows, rear axle wise. You know, we took the whole thing apart. We rebushed everything. We powder coated everything. New wheel bearings, new bushes, new bolts, rear springs, spring pads, dampers, top mounts, bump stops, dust bellows.
Absolutely everything. There wasn't anything untouched on this, was there?
Full on strip and rebuild. So everything, anything that we couldn't find, we would get it stripped and powder coated.
Yep.
So, you know, it's like brand new. You'll see for yourself.
And then the last bit, with the wheels and tyres, I just love the wheels on this car, so we just kind of kept those as they were. The tyres and everything were great. The wheels are in good condition. Yep. And then the last thing was just the glass, the tint. The rear tint was horrible. It looked like it had been delaminating. So did you guys personally do that? Or?
No, we sent it over to Silverstone Wraps. So brought the car over to them. He removed all of it, which he hated me for. It is a pain in the neck. It's because you can't get into the car as well. You have to get through the driver's seat, and it's a bit of a stretch. Even for I'm tiny, and I'd struggle doing that, to be fair. So so they did it. They've done a cracking job, really. So it's all looking good, man.
Looking factory again.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So that has blown my mind. The car drives so much better. It looks so much better interior-wise, and it sounds so much better. It handles great. Everything that needs fixing has been repaired, and obviously at the grand total of just under £25,000. Now, I personally think it was worth every single penny to get this car back to its former glory, to make it drive as if it's just come straight out the factory. So we wouldn't be able to do that without Dara from Everything M. Man, I appreciate it so much, mate. Honestly, without you guys, we wouldn't have got to this point with this build. Mate, it's absolutely sick, so thank you. It's all down to you guys. We get to drive this and enjoy it, so I appreciate it.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Literally, you know, sort of great car to work on. Iconic car. You need to get some of those bits up for sale now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but try and cop some of this build down a bit. I'll recoup some funds by selling some bits on iFind. If you're a car guy like myself or Dara and you've got an absolute garage full of parts, get them listed today. They're just lying around anyway. They're just gathering dust. Get them listed on iFind Auto Parts and get yourself some extra income towards your project, just like me. Check that out on ifndautoparts.com or our app. Like I said, you can get that on the app stores. If you've enjoyed today's content, I'd really appreciate if you give us a like, a comment, or subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. If you bloody enjoyed today's content, pal, get subscribing and get liking, all right? Let's go again. All right.